Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All New Jersey Students, sponsored by the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at NJACAC.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at that same website, NJACAC.org. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brittany Bach, Associate Director of Admissions at the University of New Haven. And tonight we're going to do a general overview about the university. First thing I'd like to say is that we are called the University of New Haven, but we're actually located in West Haven, Connecticut. So fun fact, we were founded in New Haven in 1920 on Yale University's campus. And since then, we've actually moved over to suburban West Haven. We've been on our physical land since 1960, but since it is 1920 to 2020, we are actually celebrating our centennial. And with that, we're doing a lot of exciting things on our campus. Before I talk about that, I do want to mention that we have been ranked by a lot of different organizations. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them, but I will highlight my personal favorite. We have been recognized by the Princeton Review as one of the best 386 colleges. There's over 4,000 colleges in the United States alone, so we're really, really proud of that. But like I mentioned, we are celebrating our centennial, and one of the new things that we just did on campus was unveiled our brand new Bergami Center Science for Technology and Innovation, our brand new academic building on campus. Over the past few years, we've built some new residence halls, but this is our first new academic building in a while. And it's got state-of-the-art equipment, maker space where you can change the classroom to fit your needs and start designing what you're coming up with. We have a new esports center in there sponsored by HyperX, as well as some film production studios and some lounge space for students to hang out in between classes and a Starbucks. Now, West Haven, Connecticut is a unique location. If you've never visited before, no matter which direction you turn, you have an entirely different feel. So right behind campus, just a mile and a half, we have the beach, which is nice when it's nice and warm out. Really good seafood. If you're a lobster fan, really good lobster rolls. To the right of campus, we have the city of New Haven, about a 15-minute drive, which is actually a college city. There's 4 universities within the city itself and 2 on the outskirts. We're one of the ones on the outskirts. But there's 6 different universities that fill New Haven, so full of college-age students. We're actually known for our pizza, home to world-famous Frank Pepe's Pizza, though there's a lot of rivalry pizza places. And it's where the original hamburger was invented. They still serve it like they originally did, which is on toast. Now, if you turn left out of our main entrance, we're located on something called the Boston Post Road, which is non-stop restaurants and stores. About a 10-15-minute drive straight up the road from our campus is the state's largest mall. Inside the mall is a movie theater, and between us and the mall, 2 Walmarts, 2 Targets, a bowling alley, and pretty much every chain restaurant or store you could most likely possibly imagine. So again, there's a lot to do within a 10 to 15-minute radius of the campus, whether it's the beach, the city, or the suburban shopping strip. And there's 2 train stations less than 10 minutes from our campus. We have Metro North and Amtrak available. It's a quick train ride into New York City or Boston. On campus, we're small to medium. We have 5,000 full-time undergraduate students, which I know is just a number to you, but the best way I could describe it, on a given day, if you're walking from your residence hall to class, you'll probably pass about 5 of your best friends every day. And you're gonna meet new people every day until you graduate. So campus has this small, close-knit family feel, but not so small that everybody knows everybody. And we have over 100 different programs to choose from, which is a lot for a school of our size. And over 85 minors and certificates are things that you could tack onto your degree to separate yourself after you graduate. A minor is 6 courses, pretty easy to do during the undergraduate career. We have minors in areas like sport communication, artificial intelligence, Arabic, Russian. But a certificate is only 4 courses, a little bit easier to do. And you actually get professionally certified in that area. For example, we have a certificate program in forensic computer investigation. So there's a combination of over 85 things that you could tack onto your degree. again, to make yourself stand out and make yourselves a little bit more marketable after you graduate. And we have over 35 different master's level programs, which I won't go into detail about today, but it is good to be thinking about because we offer dual degree programs where you apply into your undergraduate degree and are admitted into your master's degree. And you can graduate in a shorter time frame with that master's. We have them set up in a couple different forms. First, we have 4+1 options where you get bachelor's degree in 4 years, your master's degree in 1 year, altogether graduating in 5 years with both degrees. We also have some 3+2 options where you get your bachelor's degree in 3 years, your master's in 2 years, altogether graduating in 5 years with both degrees, and some extremely unique 3+1 options where you can get a bachelor's in 3 years, your master's in 1 year, and graduate in the same 4 years with both your bachelor's and your master's as you'd get just your bachelor's anywhere else. And the reason why we've been implementing so many of these is because on average, our students that graduate with their master's are earning about $30,000 more in their first job than our students that are graduating with their bachelor's. So if you can get in and get out in a shorter time frame with that higher level degree, it could be really beneficial. To see a full listing of our dual degree options, you can go to newhaven.edu/dual degree. And our average class size on campus is about 22. We have a 16:1 faculty to student ratio, but we're not the kind of campus where you're going to sit in a large lecture hall of hundreds of students and the professor would have no idea if you're there or not. We're the kind of campus that if you miss a couple classes in a row, your professor might reach out to you and ask if everything's okay. It's definitely a one-on-one personalized relationship. What's amazing about this number is that our faculty have real-world experience. So whoever's standing in front of you teaching you has worked or is still currently working in the field that you want to go into. For example, if you're taking a Principles of Investigations course, you could be taught by Professor Greg, who's a retired FBI agent. So he knows exactly what he's talking about when he's talking about the principles of investigating. And if you can impress your professor in these small class sizes, they might go to bat for you to get particular jobs or internships when you graduate. We also have over 200 different clubs and organizations. So there's a lot to do outside of the classroom. We have everything from major specific clubs like a marine biology club, all the way to, I kid you not, we have something called a Jedi knitting club, where you can actually knit some baby Yodas in your free time if you'd like. We have a ghost hunting club and everything in between. So there's definitely something for everyone. We also typically put on off-campus trips as well. And I already told you what's in the surrounding area, but there's a lot that you can do both inside and outside of the classroom. And one of the most important things that we can talk about when we go through the college search process is return on investment. So we're still crunching the numbers for the class of 2019, but for the class of 2018, 97% were in a full-time job in a related field of study to their degree or continuing their education within a year of graduation. And our 6-month rate is actually 95%. So our students are graduating and getting out into a job in their field, which is so incredibly important. As far as what our students look like, we're almost 50% male and female. We're pretty close to that line. And 65% of the overall student body lives on campus. It's actually 83% of our first-year students. So we are in no way, shape, or form a suitcase school. And what I mean by that is a school where it seems like everybody lives out of a suitcase. They just pack up and go home on the weekends. We definitely have a very heavy residential environment. A large number of our commuting students are actually upperclassmen that live in the local area and are on campus a lot as well. And 60% of our students are coming from out of state. Out of the out-of-state populations, New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts are the largest, but we're in the double digits from Florida, California, Puerto Rico, Texas. We have 55 different foreign countries on campus, so students are coming from all over the world. As far as residential life goes, every single building on our campus is completely different. We only offer one building that's traditional style, with a room and a common bathroom at the end of the hall. Everything else is suite style or apartment style, and each individual building is set up differently. So I do encourage, if you are interested, to go to newhaven.edu/virtual. On there, you will find a first-year residence hall tour and an upperclassman residence hall tour where you can actually go through all of our buildings and see what the insides of each of them look like. Again, they're all set up entirely differently. We do offer living learning communities, or what we like to call LLCs for short. which is where everyone in your room and everyone on your floor is all in the same major or interested in the same area. It's an option for incoming first-year students to help with the transition from high school to college. You have a faculty advisor that actually does group study sessions, and you go off campus and do trips related to your degree. And at the university, we have 5 different colleges. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, School of Health Sciences, Pompey College of Business, Tagliatella College of Engineering, and our Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Sciences. This is where you're going to find the 100 different programs that we have. We don't have enough time today to go into detail about all of them, but if you are interested in learning more about us, we offer virtual open houses and virtual major specific events throughout the year. So you can learn more about the individual programs that we have, or you can feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to talk with you more individually about a particular major. But in the College of Arts and Sciences, you're going to find most of the typical programs that you're used to hearing about, as well as some unique programs like forensic psychology, music and sound recording, film production. In our School of Health Sciences, you're going to find a lot of programs related to the healthcare industry like health sciences, one of our newest programs, public health, dental hygiene, paramedicine, nutrition. In our Pompey College of Business, you're going to find most of the typical business programs like business management, accounting, finance. One of our newest programs that we have on campus is called esports and gaming. We also have a unique program in hospitality, tourism, and management, which is like the business side of event management, food service management, hotel management. And our business college is AACSB accredited. In the Tagliatella College of Engineering, you're going to find most of your engineering programs like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, some unique programs like cybersecurity. And these programs, most of them are ABET accredited as well. And then we have our Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Sciences. Now, Dr. Henry C. Lee is a world famous forensic scientist. He actually founded our programs at the university, and he's why we're so well known and why we have a whole college dedicated to this area, with quite literally a separate degree for every single job in the field. So you're going to find forensic science, 6 different criminal justice programs. We have national security, homeland security. We even offer something called fire science. So again, over 100 different majors to choose from. There's quite a lot. And if you're not sure what you want to do and you're undecided, it could be a good fit because we offer so many different things, as well as a lot of niche programs that are hard to find. And this is a listing of places that our students consistently go on and intern and work at that we have great partnerships with across the 100 different programs. Of course, there's a long list for each individual major. One thing that we do offer at the university is pre-med and pre-law. Now, what's interesting to note about these programs is that you can do them from any degree. So you can do pre-med from health sciences or biology or paramedicine, but you can also do it from English. So if you're interested in pursuing a pre-medical program, you can do it after you start at the university. So you must apply into your undergraduate program, start at the university, and after your first 15 credits, have at least a 3.5 GPA and a 3.3 science GPA to be in the pre-medical program. We also offer pre-law, which again is open to any major. So if you wanted to do it from legal studies or criminal justice, that's absolutely fine, but you can also do it from marine biology if you wanted to. And we do have an honors program at the university. You do have to apply into your major, get accepted into the university as a whole, and then you can apply into our honors program. It is a separate application process. Part of the honors program is you have to take some honors courses and do a senior thesis, which is like a year-long research project. But some of the benefits are an additional $1,000 scholarship for each year that you're in the program. There's a special living learning community for the honors students. You get to register before most of the juniors, sophomores, and first years, and special study abroad options. But speaking about studying abroad, every single student at the university has to do a form of experiential education before they can graduate. 85% of our majors do require an internship, but we will see students doing a number of different combinations between faculty mentored research, which is where your professor stops being your professor and becomes your collaborator. You actually get money funded to you to conduct your own research. Give you an example, Dr. Eva Sappi is one of our biology professors on campus. We had a student that was really interested in Lyme's disease, so he paired up with Dr. Eva Sappi and they created an at-home Lyme's disease test kit, which was patented and FDA certified. So imagine putting something like that on your resume at 19, 20 years old. Awesome opportunity if you're interested in a science-based program or continuing your education. We also offer internships and co-ops. Internships are typically 150 hours, but in the College of Engineering, they do tend to gear more towards 200 to 300 hours, and they can be paid or unpaid and done at any point in time during the 4 years. We also have studying abroad options. There's over 100, so you can go just about anywhere in the world. You can go for a semester, a full year, or 2 weeks over the summer and winter breaks. But we do have a satellite campus in Prato, Italy. Prato is a small little Italian town where you're fully immersed in the culture. But right up the road from our campus is a train station. It's a quick 20-minute train ride into Florence or some of these bigger tourist areas. We have an extremely unique first year abroad program where you actually could go straight from high school to our satellite campus in Prato, Italy. It's not for everyone, but it is an option. But again, we have over 100 different study abroad programs and a lot of major specific study abroads too. And as I mentioned earlier, there are over 200 clubs and organizations. So there's so much to do outside of the classroom. There's everything from dance teams and cheer teams. We offer Greek life, but it's about 12% of the population or so that's involved. We have the fastest growing marching band in the Northeast with almost 300 members, a theater department. We have our own radio station where it's a 1-credit class to learn how to work the equipment and you can put yourself on air across the state, all the way to the Jedi Knitters and the Ghost Hunting Club, our major specific clubs, club sports. There's so much to do. We offer Army and Air Force ROTC. Now, Army ROTC is on our campus. Air Force ROTC is through Yale. One of the benefits of doing an ROTC program is that you can get up to a full tuition scholarship and 25% off room and board. Typically, they meet twice a week on our campus and 3 times a week for physical training. But at the end of the 4 years, you can graduate as a second lieutenant and enter in as a commanding officer. We also have athletics at 3 different levels. So we are Division II and compete in the Northeast 10 Conference. On the screen, we have a listing of our D2 varsity teams. But we also offer club sports. Now, club sports are still very competitive. You're traveling and competing against other universities, just not going to that conference every year. And then we have intramurals where you form a team with your friends on campus and versus other teams on campus. So again, 3 different levels there for you to be involved with sports. And campus safety is the fastest growing question on college visits across the country. So to quickly touch on it, we're actually Tier 2 accredited and have 22 real sworn-in West Haven police officers on our campus. So they're not security officers or people that we have hired to be stationed on our campus, but actual real sworn-in West Haven police officers that have the right to arrest and carry a firearm. And they do 24/7 patrol of our campus 365 days a year. For many of them, it's their second or third career because it's a little bit easier being on a college campus than being out on the streets. But again, they're doing 24/7 patrols, so we give them a lot of props. We also have our entire campus, all the parking lots and green areas, all the open areas on security cameras. So if you do come to our campus and go on a tour and decide to do something embarrassing, keep in mind that campus police is watching you and probably laughing. Now, every residence hall at the university is locked. You do have to live there and swipe in order to be able to enter. And on campus, we do have the blue light system where you should see big blue emergency poles throughout our campus. If for any reason you felt unsafe, you could click the red button and be connected to dispatch. Campus has a 5-second to 45-second responding rate time, depending on where you are. In addition to some of those more typical features, we have a smartphone app called the LiveSafe app, where you can actually send an anonymous tip to campus police. There's also a button where you can actually have someone watch you walk. So this can be used both on campus and off campus. And we have a brand new app for COVID-19 called Co-Verified, which every single person on our campus is using. They actually have to take their temperature every day and report their symptoms each day. And it's updated in real time, date and time stamped, and every single person on our campus must have a green cleared badge to be able to enter a building. In addition to some of those features, we have a loudspeaker on top of our library that can send a message that can be heard a couple miles off campus, as well as a text alert system. Now, I do want to briefly talk about our application process and scholarship information. So if you're listening in and you're a senior at the moment, definitely take great notes. But even for juniors, sophomores, or first years, most of this information will remain the same for next year. We are on the Common application, which is one application that you fill out, one essay that you write, and you can submit it to multiple universities with a click of a button. So it makes your lives a little bit easier. We do not require any additional writing supplements beyond the traditional Common Application essay. We do have a $50 application fee. However, if you decide to apply early or do a campus visit, which does count for virtual visits this year, you can receive an application fee waiver and apply for free. So again, if you want to apply early under our early decision or early action admissions tracks, which I'll talk about in just a moment, or do a campus visit, you can receive an application fee waiver. In addition to the Common application, we require your transcript and at least one letter of recommendation from an academic source. This could be a school counselor or a teacher, whoever you'd like it to be. You can submit more, but we require at least one. And this year we will be completely test optional, which means if you have not had the chance to take the SATs or ACTs yet, there is no stress. It will not harm you to not submit test scores to us. And we are extending this through our honors program and our dual degree programs this year. So we are going to be test optional across the board. So once we receive that third or fourth final piece in, depending on whether you want to submit test scores to us or not, your application will become complete. Once it is complete, we're going to review it and give you a decision on a rolling basis. But there are a couple different ways that you could apply what we call admissions tracks. Early decision means that you are decided. This is your top choice school. If you get accepted, you are going to attend. It's a binding commitment. So in addition to the regular application materials, we are going to require you to do an interview with us and to fill out a contract, because you are essentially committing to attend upon acceptance. That deadline is December 1st of your senior year. Early action means you still have the action to choose wherever you want to go, but you do get some of the early benefits, which can include higher scholarship consideration. So if you're listening to this presentation and you're interested in applying to the university, I do highly encourage you to do so early, specifically by December 15th of your senior year. This will set you up for the best benefits without any negative side effects. Early Action 2 extends any leftover benefits from our Early Action 1 deadline till February 15th, but our scholarship charts can and often do change around the new year. So again, I do highly encourage applying early in the process. Now, anything after February 15th is really considered regular decision. We do ask that you apply by March 1st of your senior year so that we can get you an admissions decision and a financial aid package before the national decision deadline. But technically, we are rolling admissions, so the earlier you apply, earlier you'll find out. And we do accept prior credits. If you're taking any AP classes and you score a 3 or above on the exam, the credit should in theory come in. For some English courses, it has to be a 4. Any IB courses, a 4 or above on the exam, and any college level courses that start with a 1 or higher. So this could be through dual enrollment through your high school, or if you're taking local community college classes over the summer, a C or above. Credits should in theory come in. It's all about where they would fit into your schedule. And altogether, with tuition, room and board, and all additional student fees, we're looking at a budgeted total of just about $58,000 to attend the university for the year. Now, take a good look at this number because it's one of the only times you'll see it, and that's because nobody actually pays $58,000 to attend. There's a couple different ways that we try to cut that cost down for you, and the first is with merit-based scholarships. So when you apply to the university, you are automatically considered for our merit-based scholarships, which range from $10,000 to $26,000. The moment you find out you've been accepted, you'll also find out what merit-based scholarship you received. And it's yours for the 4 undergraduate years, as long as you stay enrolled as a full-time student and maintain satisfactory progress towards your degree. So again, those range from $10,000 to $26,000 and are based on how well you did in high school. We do have some additional scholarships that you can receive after acceptance, like a scholarship for being in an honors program. We have a scholarship for the marching band. The Pompey Scholarship is for outstanding students in the College of Business. and a portfolio scholarship if you want to submit an art portfolio to us. Any additional scholarships that you receive would stack on top of your merit-based award, and you get them every single year. We do offer transfer scholarships, so if you attend another institution before coming to us, if you have 12 credits or more, you would then be considered a transfer student. And at that point, we would consider you for our transfer scholarships, which range from $10,000 to $22,000. We also give out a Transfer Honor Society scholarship in the amount of $2,000. And beyond your merit-based awards, we do financial aid. You do have to fill out the free application for federal student aid in order for us to create a financial aid package for you. But I highly encourage every family to do so because a financial aid package is different each year for each student in each family at each university. And at our university, by completing this form and submitting it to us, we'll be able to consider you for both federal aid and university aid. Part of the university aid could be university grants, which is money that we give to you that you do not have to pay back. Grant is a good word, it's gift aid. So by applying to the university and filling out the FAFSA, you're considering yourself for all the aid that we have for you. Once you get the financial aid package back, it'll relist any scholarships you've been awarded up until that point, any new aid from the government, and any new aid from the university. At the bottom, there'll be a total number. You can take that, subtract that from that $58,000, and that's how much it would actually cost you to attend the university for that year. The average student is looking at around $27,000 to attend. So it does come down quite a lot, and it can vary drastically from family to family. Now, if you like the university after today's presentation, I would recommend attending our upcoming virtual open house, which is Sunday, October 25th from 12 to 4 p.m. We will have another in November and another one in December. We also offer virtual major specific events too. The benefit of doing one of these is that you will get to speak with faculty directly and learn about programs in depth. We also have live virtual campus tours dismissing frequently throughout the event, and you can actually go on a live virtual campus tour with a current student. And you can see all of these at newhaven.edu/visit. We are also offering on-campus visit opportunities this year. We have drive-through campus tours as well as one-on-one campus visits. You do have to pre-register for the one-on-one visits because we're only allowing one family in our building at a time and doing a deep clean in between, but it is a personalized information session from admissions and then a personalized campus tour with a current student. Again, all of our visit opportunities, both virtual and on campus, are available at newhaven.edu/visit. And we are on pretty much every social media platform that you could possibly imagine. Our handle's at UNewHaven, so feel free to follow us. And thank you guys so much for listening to this presentation. If you have any questions after today, you can always feel free to reach out to admissions@newhaven.edu or give us a call at 203-932-7319. These are our general admissions numbers, but we do have a separate person in our office for each individual area. And so in our office, we have 3 different counselors for the state of New Jersey. I myself work with students from northern New Jersey, which includes Bergen, Sussex, Morris, Passaic, and Warren counties. Garrett, who's also on the call, works with students from New Jersey. And we have one other person in our office named Nestor who works with New Jersey as well. So you can always reach out to the main admissions number and we can get you connected with your appropriate counselor. You're going to have a consistent name and consistent face that you're working with all the way throughout the college search and application process. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to a current student to talk a little bit about his experience on the campus, and then we'll open it up to Q&A.
Hello, everyone. So, to introduce myself, my name is Mikey Calabrese. I'm a senior here at the university. I study sport management and minor in behavioral economics in our fast track program. I am wearing my mask right now, so I'm actually currently in our offices, but I work downstairs in our basement, which is a group office, so I'm always wearing my mask down here. When you're in your private office, you're good to go because it's your space. So if make sure you can hear me okay, right? Okay, perfect. So, to introduce myself more, I'm from Torrington, Connecticut, so it's not too far from campus. It's about an hour north from here. I actually am a commuter to the university. I have an apartment in the city of New Haven, so it's not too far from campus. Some of the things that I do are I work as a tour guide and office worker here in admissions. I also have worked as an intern over in our athletic department, and I also do some work with our clubs on campus as well as student government. To tell you more about my experience, to give you a better visual of that, I do have, let me see, it's not, hang on one second. Let me pull it up and make sure that I can actually share my screen. I have so many windows pulled up that it wasn't showing up. There it is. Okay. So, to give you guys a kind of a better visual of everything, these are all of the different things that I've been able to do at the university. So when I first came and toured here, I had a college horror experience. When Brittany said apply early, definitely do it, and keep your options open when looking at universities. I wish that I found this school sooner in my college application process, because as soon as I set foot on campus, I knew that it was the school for me. I came and I didn't tour this university until April of my senior year. So I was very much so behind the 8 ball. But I know that if I had come and toured here as like one of my first schools, I wouldn't have wanted to apply anywhere else. The environment that campus provides you as a student is fantastic. The opportunities that are given to you, that you have to go out and kind of grab yourself, but they're presented to you. They're always there. And I think it's speaks volumes to the campus community and how much they're willing to help you as a student. So here's some of the things that I've been able to do. So in these pictures, the very top left one, I worked as an orientation leader. So when you're a first year student, you're incoming into your first semester, we do a summer orientation session. That's an overnight stay where you get to meet a bunch of other incoming first year students. So I think personally was one of my favorite experiences. And I bonded really well with my orientation leader. And she kind of inspired me to wanting to be one myself. So that's what I went and did. And I applied to be an orientation leader. It's a really fun experience, but SOAR kind of gives you just a little like dipping your toes into what you can do at the university. So down on the bottom left, that is the women's basketball team here on campus. I worked as a manager with them my first semester on campus. It was a really great experience for me as a student to kind of gain some experience of working within the sport industry, but also be more in my element, because I was around a smaller group of people similar age to me, as opposed to working in an office space where I might be working with people older, more professional. So this was like a nice way to get myself into the industry. The picture next to it, these are my three of my best friends. They graduated sadly this past May, but that was taken at one of our events at the very beginning of the basketball season called Midnight Madness. So just really fun, different events that we have here on campus. The top middle picture is me and my friends at homecoming. So our homecoming football games. Really, there's always something to do. That's why I put being bored truly isn't an option. We literally have like a deliverable like send out that says being bored isn't an option, and it's the biggest truth on this campus. There's so many things to do that you can go and seek out yourself, or literally sometimes the email's just directly sent to you and you're like, okay, I guess I have to go to this because it just looks really fun. Or sometimes you're literally just walking to class and you stumble upon it yourself. So really there is no way that you can go bored on our campus. I've also had really awesome career opportunities through the university. So the three furthest right pictures, those are me and a couple of other sport management students at the university. We were able to volunteer at the college football national championship at the very beginning of this year. So we started 2020 on a real high. And it was an awesome experience for me as an individual. But it was most importantly, university paid trip. They covered basically all costs. The only thing that they didn't cover was food when you were there. So it was a wonderful opportunity that I was given through the university. And then I've also just had really great experiences. Like I've been able to intern over at Yale through my connections that I've made with professors. I've been able to get involved in our student government. I've been able to participate in really transcendental events on campus too, where our campus community is always working towards bettering society, which I think is really one of the best things. We have our own like not telethon, but an all-night fundraiser for St. Jude's that happens every year. So I think that the campus community that's created is just really, really impactful. And I think that's like the best part of my experience overall was just the people that I've met and all that I've been able to do outside of the classroom that makes college that much better. That is it on my end. Don't know if anyone has any questions specifically for me.
I can introduce myself. I've just been sitting here listening to Brittany and Mike present. Well, my name is Garrett. I'm an admissions counselor. And like Brittany said, I work with students in New Jersey. I'm basically Monmouth County in South. So if anyone in the chat right now or in the group here is from that county, I hope I get to connect with you this year. One thing I definitely want to highlight is me and Brittany are doing a bunch of virtual high school visits this year. So if you see us on the calendar, definitely come and join. It's a great time to kind of hear a short presentation like this, but to ask some more personal questions that might be more relevant to your situation. But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you guys, and please feel free to write some questions in the chat function here so we can answer anything that might be on your mind.
Yes, you should see a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. And if you do have any questions for us, feel free to chat them in there and we'll be happy to answer them with our few remaining minutes.
I guess I can talk about some of my experiences too, since we got some time, if you guys are gonna still be hanging out. Well, so I actually graduated from the university in 2018 with my bachelor's in sport management as well. I'm now in the MBA program. I unfortunately didn't do the fast track program when I had the opportunity like Mikey is. So I'm now it's gonna take me 6 years in total to complete my MBA rather than Mikey's 4 years. So I'm a little jealous, but I had a great experience on campus. I was really involved with clubs and organizations, kind of like Mikey was saying. That's definitely something that I think that everyone should look to get involved in. You might not be thinking as a high schooler that clubs are something that you want to get involved in. You might not be doing that in high school. I personally was never in a club in high school, but when I came to campus, people like me were telling you right now were kind of encouraging me to join. And I think it was the best thing I did. I made some of my best friends from the clubs. I got an internship from a senior when I was a freshman, a senior from the sports industry club. When he graduated, he got a job and actually worked for him as an undergrad for a year to just get some more experience in the industry. And I think that's some of the most important things you can do is just get the networking and and making friends and having fun. I don't know.
Again, if anyone does have any questions, feel free to chat them in the Q&A. We'd be happy to answer.
Yeah.
Lots of answers that Garrett and I can give you about the sport management program. Garrett, do you want to go in with all of your info?
Absolutely. So thank you for asking the question. So the sport management program actually was just ranked #2 in New England for on the graduate side by Sports Business Journal. We've also had some really high rankings at the undergrad level as well. I think the main feature, the best part of the program is the faculty. Dr. Freed is one of the most high-profile sports attorneys in the entire country. He works on cases from LA to all the way to New England, obviously. And they just do a great job at connecting you with the industry. So Dr. Freed is currently working in the industry. Dr. Mahoney and Dr. Mumshu, they all work in the industry right now. And they connect you. They helped me get my internship at Yale University. I know Mikey worked there. And you can go up to them at any point and ask for advice or for connections. If you guys are from New Jersey, if you're looking to work for the Islanders or something. Actually, the Islanders are in Brooklyn now, or they're in Long Island, sorry. New Jersey Devils, if you want to work there, they probably have a connection that they can get you in touch with to kind of get your foot in the door, or at least get an interview, because that's the most important thing, or the first step. Well, Mike, do you have anything you want to mention?
Yeah, in terms of just the program in itself, it's really awesome because it's a business degree. A lot of sports management programs are usually offered as education degrees, and they focus more on the coaching side, versus ours is more on the administrative business side of it, which is really nice because you're not only getting all of your sports classes, you're also getting complemented with an entire business degree too. So through the program, you take accounting, finance, marketing, those kind of basic generic intro courses for business. And then you're also taking the sports side of it and how those are applied to it in a sports realm, because the sport industry really runs like a whole different breed. So it is really nice to have a basic business background and then have it specified to you in a sport sense. I think it's super advantageous because it doesn't just limit you to working just for sports if you don't necessarily like find that to be 100% your passion, or like we are right now, living in a global pandemic, not as many sports are happening, but other businesses are still being run. You have the versatility to go and be able to work in a general business sense rather than be super sport specific. And then also just reiterating what Garrett said about the faculty. I just had a meeting with Dr. Mumshu today at 3, and I literally just was able to talk to her for half an hour about so many different things. Like we were just talking about my classes, registering for next semester, but also just talking. She was asking me about grad school. She was asking me about my internship. We were just talking like the relationship that you can form. And this goes beyond just sport management too, for any program on campus, since we are such a smaller school. We're a 15 to 16 student to faculty ratio, which I think is the best because it allows you to form such a great one-on-one relationship with your professors. So I think it's really key. They help you project yourself into your career and help you out in that sense as soon as you're on campus, not like waiting for you to become a senior to form that relationship. You can start with them as soon as you're on campus, which is great.
We had another question come in. What are the most popular majors? So we were actually founded as a business and engineering school initially, but by default, one of our most popular programs on campus is forensic science, followed by criminal justice, because we do have the world famous forensic scientist, Dr. Lee, on campus. However, we're pretty strong across the board. I think relative based on their sizes, some of our programs are very popular in and amongst themselves, like dental hygiene, which is really difficult to find, is popular, but it's also one of the smaller programs on campus. So it depends. Our music programs are highly popular, marine biology, but again, pretty strong across the board. Garrett, do you have anything to add?
I would also say forensic psychology. I don't know if did you mention forensic psychology? That's a really popular one, especially from Jersey. I noticed a lot of students are very interested in that. That's more the kind of criminal minds, criminal profiling, interrogations, things like that. And the growing one right now, and we probably will be one of the most popular in this field, is esports. We're the first AACSB accredited college to offer esports. And we've got 2 great partnerships, one with HyperX, which is one of the largest manufacturers of different esports accessories in the country, and then Twitch as well, which everyone's heard of Twitch. I'm sure you have your favorite streamer that you watch.
All right, thank you so much everyone for joining today. That was a great session. Thank you to all the presenters as well. So I'm just going to share my screen very quickly for some more information regarding the information that you saw today. So again, thank you again for joining. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. This was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at NJACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find the sessions recording as well as all the other sessions recordings at NJACAC.org. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.